Hello and welcome everybody. This is your host, Ken D. Foster. It's so good to have you here today. Today is a great day to increase your wealth, your abundance, the way that you look at life, maybe to thrive in many more ways. What do you say? You think that's a good idea? Well, I hope you're saying yes, because that's what our show is all about today. Today, we're going to call this show The Courage to Be Healthier, Happier, and More Prosperous in All Areas of Your Life. I have a very special guest today. They'll be with me in just a moment. But before I get to my guest, I want to ask you a couple thoughts because I want to set up this program for you so that you really win and you really feel like your time is well spent here with me and my guest today so that you can really, I would say, upshift your consciousness, upshift your thinking to have more, like I just said, prosperity and thriving in all areas of your life. Well, if you want to do that, it doesn't take a lot of massive changes. Let's say it takes really one step and one day at a time. But you do have to look at the habits that you've created, the thoughts that you continually think, and the emotional patterns that are impacting you. In other words, somebody walks into your office and says, "Hey, I don't like this," or you should have done it this way or that way. Do you have buttons out there that people are pressing? Maybe in your relationship, maybe with your friendships, right? That's the emotional piece, right? Well, here's what I've learned over the years. Everything comes out of this thing we call soul or spirit. So soul or spirit is over the mind. The mind meaning the conscious, subconscious, and superconscious mind. The mind is over our emotions, emotions over our actions, actions over results, and results over destiny. So everything starts really this conversation at the level of mind. Okay, conscious, subconscious, superconscious. So if there's something going on emotionally where somebody's triggering you, or you're carrying some it could be a trigger. You could be angry, you could be upset, you could be lonely, tired, depressed. You could a lot of those things come from emotional baggage that we haven't let go of today, right? And that stops you from thriving. That's why I'm mentioning it, all right? Because I want you to thrive like never before. I want you to really level your life. So we have to start with what's going on, right? So I would just ask you on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, rate yourself. Okay. This is no big thing. It's easy to do. It's all subjective. Okay. So scale of 1 to 10, how's your life overall? Would you say it's a 10? It's thriving. It's doing great. Or is it like, 5, 6, wherever you are? There's no good or bad here, right or wrong. Just rate yourself. How about in your health? How about in your fitness? How about in your relationships with your significant other, your wife, your family members? How's your relationships doing? Your business partners? How's that going? Right. Then also, I'd like you to rate: are you having any fun in this world? Right. Rate that scale of 1 to 10. Also rate this. This is really important. Think about what you want. Think about what you want right now. Okay. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely is it for that to happen? In other words, how good are you at setting your goals, setting your dreams, setting your intentions, and actually bringing it into the world? Okay. If that's a challenge, that's okay. We can help you break these limited beliefs. In fact, my guest is an amazing book that when you start to read it and start to understand it, you start reprogramming what's possible. You reprogram your life, right? So, I want to say this too because I know my guest is so aligned in this way. Coherence is a word that we don't hear that often, but it's something that we really will be hearing more and more about in the next 20 years, quite frankly. And when you are coherent with your own self, but also the universe, right? All of a sudden things start to show up in a much greater way for you. In other words, you start to attract the people, places, and things that you need to really thrive in your world. So what how do we get coherent with the universe? Well, part of this is just realigning with the true self that's within you. That true self that knows, well, it's always speaking to us. It's that intuitive voice that we all have. It's always speaking to us. But can you hear that voice? Can you align with that voice? Are you in a place that you are every day uh, feeling love, feeling balance, feeling upshifted, feeling a place where you're unstoppable, right? That's when you're in that place with the coherence. That's what happens, right? And there's ways you can get coherent every day. We'll be talking about that with my guest. And what happens when you're coherent is prosperity flows. It just flows. It's amazing. I mean, it flows in ways that will be, you look at your life and go, man, my life is like attracting miracles and magic and synchronicity everywhere I go. I start to see all the patterns of what's showing up. It's brilliant. So some of you are hearing this going, is this really true? Yeah, it's really true. But you have to shift your perspectives. You have to shift your inner thinking. And when you can do that, everything else shows up in a greater way for you. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. When I get back, we're going to have my amazing guest today, and we'll be right back.
Do you suffer in pain? Are you stiff, tense, or less active than before? Introducing the EasyWell Remedy Massage System that combines the incredible effects of vibrational therapy, targeted deep tissue shiatsu massage, plus soothing infrared heat. A triple fusion of therapeutic experiences. Full body vibrational therapy increases blood circulation and reduces inflammation. Look at these beads moving from the powerful vibrational motors.
It's like 1,000 little fingers just vibrating my body from head to toe.
Infrared heat penetrates deep to reduce pain, soothe, and relax.
Remedy gets in there and helps deal with the source of the pain, so you feel much better.
The Ultra Shiatsu pillow with 6 infrared heated nodes mimics a professional massage. Plus, it's detachable for deep relief anywhere you need it.
It's just something that you're gonna have to feel for yourself.
Experience the true remedy for your pain and stiffness. Call now.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Legzercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Legzercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Legzercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
Well, hello and welcome back, everyone. This is your host, Ken D. Foster. My very special, amazing, and brilliant guest is Mr. Rand Selig. Rand Selig, welcome to the show.
Ken, it's just great to be with you today.
You know, you and I have had some really great conversations about, how to create wealth, how to create success, how to create this part I just talked about, coherence, aligning with everything. And, you and I have some principles I believe we can teach here because, I think America is happier, maybe unhealthier than it's ever been. But not everybody's that way, okay? I mean, you can look around, you can see it, but, and it's more prevalent than I think it's ever been. But it doesn't have to be that way. So I'm really excited about having this conversation today with you about your new book, Thriving, and, how to help people thrive. How'd you get on this journey, when you were, maybe not thriving so much? Or maybe you were. I don't know. Tell me.
Yeah, I feel very fortunate. I have had to overcome some challenges and obstacles in my life, but in general, I think the long-term, very difficult challenges that I know other people have faced, I have not, and part of that is because of some of the things you were talking about. I'm very disciplined. I've got a lot of mental toughness. I check in with myself very frequently. How are things going? I ask the kinds of questions that you were posing at the beginning of the show. I believe I have huge power to make choices in my life, and in essence, to design my own life, which I've done, and I believe other people can too. So it's just been marvelous, and my book comes from the perspective of having had a lot of experiences. I've lived in 4 different countries. I've served throughout my life since kind of high school. Service has been a bedrock component of who I am and what I care about. So I've brought that into everything, including relationships and caring about being as the best person I can be and being excellent with everything I do.
I love it. Well, I some folks on this show, yeah, I've had you on other shows, so I didn't do a formal introduction, but maybe I should let people know a little bit more about you because they're new listeners and watchers right now. About you, Rand holds a MBA from Stanford and dual undergraduate degrees in both mathematics and psychology. For over 35 years, he's run his own financial services firm, managing complex projects worldwide. As he just mentioned, he's lived in Europe and Asia, Mexico, Caribbean. And here's the thing I love about Rand. He's personally committed to not only teaching others about personal excellence and personal growth, he lives it himself. He's an environmental conservationist, and he's served on the boards of numerous companies. And a part about you, I love you. You also coach Little League, and you're a Scoutmaster. I mean, it is about that piece you just talked about, service. Has your life always been that way, Rand, with the service piece?
Yeah. I think my first really big experience with that was back in high school. I went to a public high school in Baltimore, but it was 125 years old when I started there, and I became the yearbook editor in chief, which is a big deal. And I discovered that there was a big difference between leadership and management. Leadership is having vision. And I had a big vision for this yearbook to bring color in for the very first time and to make a profit, which had never happened before. But then it got to the management. I had 8 section editors. I knew them all. I think all of them were friends of one type or another. And by the end of the year, because I was so demanding, we had deadlines, we had the budget and so on. I think 3 of them, only 3 were willing to kind of talk to me anymore. It was that tough. And so it was a commitment to get better at being a manager. The vision part, the leadership part I had, and I continue to get good at that. But that was kind of an innate, natural thing I had. And to be able to articulate the vision and to incorporate other people into it, so it was jointly owned. That I had, but the management, boy, I had to work hard at that. I was not a good manager in the early part of my career. Oh, people would say, if you want the deal done, go to Rand. If you want to, have people want to work with Rand a second time, maybe that's not the place.
You and I had that in common. Definitely. I was, I really thought I knew it all as a leader, and I knew very little when I first started. And, unfortunately, what happened is it alienated people around me because my ego was so big and I could do it all. And I thought I was smarter than everybody. And, I probably was smarter than most of them, but who cares? Nobody cares about how smart you are. They care about how much you care. And they care about how much you are going to support them to learn, to grow, to evolve, and become the person that they want to be. It's why I love having you on my show is because you have this book out there. I'm gonna put it on the screen real quick. It's called Thriving: How to Create a Healthier, Happier, and More Prosperous Life. And thriving, that word always gets me. I'm like, thriving. The opposite of that is like dying. Okay. So, what does that word mean to you? Let's talk about that first. And that, by the way, you can get Rand's book, Thriving. Just mention this real quick in the show. You can get it at Amazon. You can get it at anywhere great books are sold. So, all right.
Well,
What does that word mean to you, Rand?
Well, thanks. And just on the book, the audiobook, which I'm the narrator for, has just come out on Audible. And of course, it's on Amazon. And you use one of your Audible credits, or, Amazon's running free trials. So you can, if you're an audiobook listener, you can grab a copy there, as well as the ebook or the print.
Awesome.
But thriving is a big topic. It's not necessarily mysterious, because some people get a little upset or anxious about it. I tell them, look, it's the climate. It's the average over time. It's not today's weather. Actually, where I'm living right now, it's a stormy day. It may not be a thriving day for you, but it's the average over time. So you might be thriving over time. What is thriving? Well, thriving is, I think, and I have kind of a high bar for this, but it's not a bar that is insurmountable. Everybody can go over this bar. One is to be thriving personally. So you have to get to know yourself. That's the first thing. You mentioned that at the outset, Ken. This check yourself out. Give yourself a score. How are you doing in all these different areas of your life? They all matter in one way or another at various times, and certainly in the aggregate. Are you being grateful? Do you have purpose? How are you handling your financial affairs? How about your emotions? Are they serving well? How about relationships? Oh my gosh. Well, check in. How are your relationships doing? Your relationship with yourself. It's the most important relationship you'll ever have in your life. So that's part one. It's actually so important. It's so foundational. That's half my book.
I love that.
And part two
go ahead.
is thriving with others. And this gets into how to build. What's the architecture for building deeper and more enduring relationships? Again, something that I talk about in the book based on a lot of research I've done and a lot of personal investigation into this. One of the things that I discovered many years ago now was I woke up one morning and said, wow, my life is really going well. What could make it even better? And I said, aha, a few more deeper and more enduring relationships. So I picked 6 people. They happen to all be males, although I have many female friends too. And I went to them and I said, I need to be more humble. I need to be a little more vulnerable. So I went to them and said to each one a little bit different. I said, here's something I'm going through and I don't really quite know what to do. And I very much appreciate your thoughts about it. Oh my gosh, this was huge because I'd never done that before. They saw me as this guy who didn't need advice, who had it all together or whatever they thought. And not only were they helpful in their answers, but they began opening up about stuff that was going on in their lives. Oh, huge. So there's an architecture for doing this. The reality is most people have relationships with people about their own age. And that's understandable. They're 5 years younger, 5 years older, somewhere in there. But to really be thriving, it's important to have friends of all ages, people who are half your age, maybe somebody who's 10, 20 years older. They speak a different language. They see the world differently. It's so rich. It's a rich treasure trove. So another part of thriving is.
Let me pause you there for a second because I want to mention that piece that you said about all ages. I had this week a fellow that is 26 years old. He's a leader in his company, and he's got longevity in this organization. And he came to me and asked me to mentor him. And I thought, well, that's commendable, And I thought about it for a while. He's somebody I want to invest my time in. So I said yes. But I think a lot of it takes courage to do that. That's why I'm mentioning it. It took his courage to actually ask me, and it's a new relationship for me. But that's for the young people out there. It's really important to find a mentor. Listen, I have mentors and have had mentors for years and years, and also coaches. And I can't imagine going life and creating the wealth of success that I've created without having those folks guide me. It just makes no sense. So if you want to fast track your way to success, find a mentor like Rand, like Ken, like somebody that in your field, whatever that may be. We may not be in your field. We may be terrible mentors for you, but you find somebody who has expertise in the area that you want to grow in. That's what we need to do. So I just want to mention that, Rand.
Super, super good advice. I talk about it in the book that I've had a few mentors, but I could have used more. It would have helped me had I had more. So the mentor, I agree with you completely. Yeah.
To have more, we have to be humble,
That's right.
and ask, right? Listen, I got to take a quick break, and I didn't mean to break up your stream of thought around the principles that you're teaching me at. So we'll take a break, and we'll be right back, and Rand will continue on here.
Do you suffer in pain? Are you stiff, tense, or less active than before? Introducing the Easy Well Remedy Massage System that combines the incredible effects of vibrational therapy, targeted deep tissue shiatsu massage, plus soothing infrared heat. A triple fusion of therapeutic experiences. Full body vibrational therapy increases blood circulation and reduces inflammation. Look at these beads moving from the powerful vibrational motors.
It's like 1,000 little fingers just vibrating my body from head to toe.
Infrared heat penetrates deep to reduce pain, soothe, and relax.
Remedy gets in there and helps deal with the source of the pain, so you feel much better.
The Ultra Shiatsu pillow with 6 infrared heated nodes mimics a professional massage. Plus, it's detachable for deep relief anywhere you need it.
It's just something that you're gonna have to feel for yourself.
Experience the true remedy for your pain and stiffness. Call now.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Legzercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Legzercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Legzercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
Well, welcome back, everybody. This is your host, Ken D. Foster. I'll be right back with my guest, Rand Selig, in just a second. Before I do, I want to encourage all of you to go to our YouTube channel, if you're not already on there, and subscribe. If you subscribe on our YouTube channel, you'll be able to always get our shows. They'll show up for you. And more importantly, I think, is that you'll be able to give those shows to people that you love and care about. So it's youtube.com/@the-courage-network, youtube.com/@the-courage-network. All righty. Mal, I'm back. Where's my guest? Here he is. Oh, he showed up perfectly. All right, Rand. Rand, all right, continue on, please.
Yeah, I'm sort of walking through the 4 parts, the 4 different aspects of thriving, and we were in the second part of thriving with others. And there's another part which I mentioned in my story about high school and being in service, being about service, and that is the difference between being a manager and being a leader. And people use those terms interchangeably, but they're very, very different things.
Let's see if I can.
The way I like to explain that is a quote by Stephen Covey. And he said, management is operational efficiency in climbing the ladder to success. Leadership is making sure the ladder's on the right wall.
Yeah, that's that's a really important piece. I think of sometimes people that have written books out there, and I'm thinking, they're writing a book about management or leadership, but their whole world is about health or some other area. And there's no coherence between what they're writing about and what they do. And they get at the end of this and they go, well, now I have this new book out. And they've lost their passion because it wasn't really what they're passionate about. It's interesting. Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. Well, okay. So, your book is about transforming ourselves, transforming, that our mindset, our habits, our relationships. Where do somebody start for that, Rand? And what do you say about it in your book?
Yeah. Well, again, you mentioned there are a series of things that are really important to take a look at. Habits being one, your thoughts, your emotional patterns. These are all things that deserve a lot of a close inspection. And it's not something you can just do, quickly in a few hours. Sometimes you got to come back to it again and again. And if you've done it once, you might have to redo it, 5-10 years later, because you're different and the world around you is different. So habits are really, really key. You have to look, what are the habits that are working well? Which habits do you have that are just bringing a lot of good vitality into your life? And what are those habits that you don't have at all and they're missing, or have bad habits that you have? You got to check on those. These are the premise of my book is we have enormous power to make choices, and habits are another choice. Got to inspect. You got to do a little assessment. You got to do an inventory and say, aha, here's what's going on with me. And you know what? Check. These are good, but these I'm doing just okay. And these, wow, I need to pay a lot of attention.
I love that. Well, I think one of the habits that people would really thrive in having is a happiness habit, right? How do we have more happiness in our life? So I want to talk to you about that, but I am going to take a quick break, and then we will talk about that. What are the habits that we need to put in place to really have more happiness? All right, we'll be right back.
Do you suffer in pain? Are you stiff, tense, or less active than before? Introducing the Easy Well Remedy Massage System that combines the incredible effects of vibrational therapy, targeted deep tissue shiatsu massage, plus soothing infrared heat. A triple fusion of therapeutic experiences. Full body vibrational therapy increases blood circulation and reduces inflammation. Look at these beads moving from the powerful vibrational motors.
It's like 1,000 little fingers just vibrating my body from head to toe.
Infrared heat penetrates deep to reduce pain, soothe, and relax.
Remedy gets in there and helps deal with the source of the pain, so you feel much better.
The Ultra Shiatsu pillow with 6 infrared heated nodes mimics a professional massage. Plus, it's detachable for deep relief anywhere you need it.
It's just something that you're gonna have to feel for yourself.
Experience the true remedy for your pain and stiffness. Call now.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Legzercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Legzercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Legxercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
Well, welcome back, everybody. This is your host, Ken D. Foster. I have Rand Selig with me today. Rand, happiness. What are the happiness habits that one could put in their life to really have more joy in their life, more happiness, maybe some more fun?
Well, let me just start that. It's a big topic because, of course, everybody I think wants to be happy. I don't think I've ever met somebody who says, "Oh, I don't want to be happy." But happiness is a how, not a what. And so the question is how to go about it. I think the people I've observed who are not happy tend to be a little too self-focused, or maybe they're comparing themselves to others. This is a very common thing. In fact, there's a whole psychology around human comparison theory. And comparing yourself to someone else is kind of a non-win. If you feel superior, you're going to feel arrogant at the same time. So it's not a good thing. For me, I feel happiness when I'm kind of invisible, when it's about the project I'm working on, when it's about another person, and it's when I'm present. It's just right now, that just be here now kind of concept. I'm not planning. I'm not, looking at my list of things to do and checking things off. I'm just right there, very present. It's a very happy place for me. You can find happiness in a lot of different ways. Again, it's a personal question. Is it because you've had different experiences? Maybe you're happy because you're having a new adventure, you're traveling, you're trying something out for the first time, a new restaurant or something. Maybe it's the relationships you have. You're having a wonderful conversation with somebody. It could be somebody new. It could be an very old friend. Deep relationships where the conversation and the heartfelt thing is happening for you. Happiness is an external thing, whereas joy is an internal thing. Joy is a very deeply internal thing. And it's also not about being fun. Fun is yet another word. We all mix these up in some kind of big salad, but fun is something that is a very active engagement. It's not passive. If it's passive, it's kind of like watching the movie, it would be enjoyable, hopefully, enjoyed it. But fun is when you make it yourself. Yeah. So we've got three different things going on. We've got joy, very internal, a joyful sense in it. You can meet somebody and right away, whether there's a light from inside that's coming out. And then there's a happiness thing that is really about how you're going about things. And taking on things that you're good at, that you're getting feedback about, positive feedback about. These things lead to a vitality and a happiness. And then there's fun.
Well, I want to focus on that joy piece because, we don't have a lot of control over external events. We have some, but, not a lot. But the internal, we have 100% control over. We can focus on things that make us unhappy, and we can focus on things that make us happy. We can notice what's not working in our life, we can tend to, dwell on that. Or we can dwell on what's really amazing and what we're grateful for, and it's kind of funny, I have these shows and, people talk about these things all the time. And yet people don't necessarily live their life in a place of joy and happiness because, life shows up, this happens, that happens, and then all of a sudden the happiness or joy goes away. How do you address that in the book?
Well, I talk about, I ask this question, who's driving your bus? Are you on autopilot? But if you're driving your bus, you're deciding how fast to go. If you're going too fast, you're going to feel overwhelmed. It's kind of like, you're looking in the rear view mirror, waiting for the police light and siren to go on pulling you over. That's maybe not a great decision. Sometimes you got to get someplace fast, but in general, that's a choice you're making. How fast to go, when to stop, take some self-care, take a walk, take a pause, sleep well. These are really, again, very important things. If you're not sleeping well, look into why not. There are a lot of work being done now on sleep and what leads to good sleep. I say, if you're driving your own bus, you're making choices about whether you're going to turn right or turn left, making, changes. Life is full of transitions in life. And then you're also deciding who to invite on your bus. It's very important to have a bus of, driving down the road, happy with the people who are on your bus, who are supporting you, and you can talk to and say, right now, I want to just get feedback. I don't want your opinion. I just want to listen, have you listen. Maybe I'll ask for advice at some point, or maybe I just need a hug. These are choices. You're controlling the kind of support you need and you're getting. And there are times where there are toxic people in your life. They're on your bus and you need to invite them off. They may be close to you. They may be family members. And there's a way to do it kindly, politely. It would go something like this. Hey, Ken, you and I have been friends for over 10 years now, and I've really enjoyed it. We've had some great conversations. We've done a lot of fun things. But, over the last few years, we've kind of drifted apart. And I just want to thank you and wish you all the best going forward.
That's a really great way to approach that, Rand. I think people really struggle with, relationships that no longer serve either partner. By the way, here's what I found. If the relationship's not working for you, it's probably not working for the other person. So you can let go of this thing without thinking, I have to take care of that person or their feelings or what have you. Truthfully, it's probably not working for both of you. But once you determine that and you decided that it's time to just move on, you don't mind. I love what you said. One of the ways I do it is I just kind of pull my energy back and, instead of calling them all the time or, thinking I have to call, I just let that be. I let them call. Right? You'd be amazed at how many people don't call if you just slow your energy, right? So especially as you're like me, I'm usually I'm a type A personality. I'm out there, I have a philosophy that people are waiting for me to call them, right? So, and it's kind of funny over the years how a belief will get supported, right? But there's another belief there where we can just let it go and let it be what it is. I love the analogy as a bus too. And I wanted to say this, some of you aren't driving a bus yet. You're driving a two-seater, and you probably need to put a few people on the bus and get really clear with who those people are, so that you bring in some amazing, thriving people that want to support you to thrive. Right? Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of us have heard this idea that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with.
Yeah.
So think about who those 5 people are, and then ask yourself a series of questions. Are you the smartest of the 5? Are you the funniest? Are you the most creative? If you say yes to every one of those kind of things, you need to add some more people. You don't want to be the best of everything. You want to be learning. You want to be challenged. You want to be supported. You want to be listened to. These are all really important things.
Do you suffer in pain? Are you stiff, tense, or less active than before? Introducing the Easy Well Remedy Massage System that combines the incredible effects of vibrational therapy, targeted deep tissue shiatsu massage, plus soothing infrared heat. A triple fusion of therapeutic experiences. Full body vibrational therapy increases blood circulation and reduces inflammation. Look at these beads moving from the powerful vibrational motors.
It's like 1,000 little fingers just vibrating my body from head to toe.
Infrared heat penetrates deep to reduce pain, soothe, and relax.
Remedy gets in there and helps deal with the source of the pain, so you feel much better.
The Ultra Shiatsu pillow with 6 infrared heated nodes mimics a professional massage. Plus, it's detachable for deep relief anywhere you need it.
It's just something that you're gonna have to feel for yourself.
Experience the true remedy for your pain and stiffness. Call now.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Legzercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Legzercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Legzercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
And people ask me, like, well, how do I know who to bring into my group, right? From my point of view, and I bet it's yours too, it's from the values. It's a values piece.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, do we all have a line in the same values? Values doesn't mean I value the Republican Party, so everybody has to be Republican. No, it's not talking about that. We're talking about, the deep values that one might have. Brand, what do you say to that?
100%. That's right. Again, if you asked yourself, what are my values? A lot of people would say, well, I'm not really sure. I'm like just everybody else. But your values are a little bit different. How you care about somebody who is not like you. How you care about the environment. What are you doing with your time and your energy? These are ways in which your values show up in the world. And to be authentic, your values and what you do are completely lined up with each other. And when you're struggling, you're not authentic. You say one thing, but you do another. People see that really quickly. And they go, they pull back. They don't trust you so much. They don't feel as comfortable with you. So, whether people are going to be open, do they have the courage, back to a main theme for, this show and that you spend a lot of really great time with, Ken, having the courage and to do the things that are needed in the world and in your own life and the people around you. Do you have that courage? Again, this is something you can see somebody else, and you doesn't have to see through them and have some kind of ESP. You can ask questions. You can take some time, get to know them, and it doesn't have to be some serious interview where you come up with a list of questions. Say, okay, today we're going to go to questions 20 to 25. It's not like that kind of formal thing, but you get to know somebody, and you don't have to rush into it. They may be fun, they may be funny, but they may not be. They may not have the values that are important to you, and so you can have them in your life, but they just may not be that close.
I've done in the past is I've when I was writing, I still write all the time, but when I started writing books, a mentor of mine, a guy by the name of Robert G. Allen, said, "Hey Ken, what you need to do is put together a short list of 25 people that would love to support you in your work." And I did. It was hard for me, to put 25 at the time. But and you don't have to start with 25. You can start with 5, right? But these are people that you can call on, that they're there for you. I think everybody needs that. And I like what you're saying. There's so many ways we can do this, Rand. And it's like, what is I guess the question that I would ask my audience to ask themselves is, what is it that will help you to thrive in your business or in your relationships or in your life in a much greater way? What is it that will help you thrive? Everybody knows the answers if you keep asking the questions. The answers come to you. But I think that's the question I'd want people to ask. And then I want my audience to go out and get this book. It's called Thriving. And the reason I share with you to go get the book is because this book is a book that will help you to open up your creativity, get unblocked, get unstuck, to be able to start to get the principles and habits of this wise man I have on my show right now, who is not, this isn't theory, this is what he's lived by his life, and he's put it in this book so that you, no matter what your age is, we can all learn and grow, can get the wisdom. Remember, if you need information, just Google it or use AI. But if you want wisdom, it's important to get a book, Thriving by Rand Selig, Selig, by the way, for my listening audience. Thriving, very simple to get. Rand, resiliency and adversity. You address this in the book. And, we've got about 3 minutes. So I want to kind of take a quick dive into that and maybe a couple ways my audience can move into understanding these principles.
Yeah, about adversity.
Yeah.
Is that right, Ken?
Yeah. Adversity. And then, of course, resilience after, comes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about resilience for a minute, and then we'll talk about adversity. Resilience is really critical because things are happening all the time. Transitions. Life is full of beginnings and endings, and in the middle are transitions. And how you get through that has a lot to do with personal qualities, which I talk about, of course, in the book. But one of these is this issue of resilience. And I like to have people picture a rubber ball. And if you watch a rubber ball bouncing in slow motion, you'll see it deflates briefly. It makes that pinging sound when it hits the ground, and then it bounces back up and it regains its full shape. That's rubber ball resilience. That's the kind of resilience we want. That's very different than being this tough character who's like a bowling ball. The bowling ball hits the ground, it makes a thud, and it rolls away. It does not bounce back. So you want to be rubber ball resilient. And in terms of adversity, I just want to encourage people to just take on the idea that life is a series of experiments. Some of them work. Some relationships are healthy and continue to be healthy for you, and some don't. So, when you think about life as a series of experiments and you give yourself a little break, you don't have to be so tough on yourself all the time. Some experiments work the first time. Think back to when you were like in 8th grade in science class. Maybe with a partner, you worked on some experiment. It worked the first time. You think, oh, I'm very clever. Well, then you also realize, I was just fortunate it worked out the first time. Sometimes you got to tweak the experiment, and sometimes they don't work out at all. So adversity comes at us. It's not that there's a way to avoid it. You shouldn't avoid those adversities. The question is, how do you deal with it? And this has to do with who you are as a person. What kind of character do you have? And are you building character?
I love it. And Rand, I'm out of time, so they're just going to have to get the book to get the rest of the answer on adversity. That's all I know. So the book is Thriving, Rand Selig, and I hope my audience will go get it. Rand, thank you again for being here, man. That was awesome conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. It's been my pleasure.
All righty. So all of you, all righty. Thank you again, Rand.
Oh, sure. I think we're booked for another round.
Okay. Well, listen, all of you, I want to thank you for being here today. And we're going to probably have Rand back for another round 2 here. So I just want to let you know that. All right. Till next time. continue to see the unseeable, know the unknowable, and you will be able to do the impossible. Take care.